Things are happening every day.
What's going on, everybody? I hope y'all are well out there. I am Jaren. I am a voice teacher, speech trainer, and the founder and owner of this amazing studio, the Jaren Emliger Studio. I am beyond pumped to get to this music in this particular movie with these characters and this cast. Oh my gosh. I remember watching this movie when I was a little boy, and I remember how impactful it was to see such a diverse yet super duper talented cast of people who I recognize. You know, it was just so cool how they mix everything together. And so I'm excited to get into this wonderful music. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I usually get emotional watching Whitney in this role, especially now. So if I start crying while the video going, just don't mind me. Because this movie is so nostalgic for me, and because of Whitney and the impact she's had on all of us, you know, whether you sing or not, how much impact she has had on our lives. You know, I just miss her a lot. And when I watch this movie, I just feel like, dang, you know, it's just so many emotions well up within me when I watch this movie, because I'm so happy to see the movie. I love the music. I love hearing them sing, but it makes me miss Whitney all the more because her voice as a fairy godmother is magical, obviously, you know, at surface level, but it's just so much more magical to me because it's her being a fairy godmother in the Disney production. It just warms my heart. So let's get into it, y'all. Here is a voice analysis of In My Own Little Corner, Impossible, It's Possible, and There Is Music in You from Disney's Cinderella.
I'm as mild and as meek as a mouse. When I hear a command, I obey.
I obey. I obey. It wasn't I obey. I obey. She had that breathiness right there, and she almost had like a aspirate, smooth onset. I obey. Almost like that. And she kept that breathiness in there that fits the character here.
But I know of a spot in my house.
Spots. Same thing. Spots. You see how I'm doing that breathiness right there? It's intentional. She's trying to be secretive and kind of being, you know, seclusive a little bit right here, you know, so she's kind of keeping it in her own little corner, right? You know, there it is.
Where no one can stand in my way. In my own little corner, in my own little chair, I can be whatever I want to be.
I love the beat change here. Boom, boom, da doom, doom, da doom. I just like that little flair on this song. In this version of the movie here, I just love that beat change. It fits her and it fits the song for her, if that makes sense.
On the wing of my fancy, I can fly anywhere, and the world will open its arms to me.
You see how much more consistent her vibrato is? It's vibrato almost on every long note. It's not, and the world will open its arms to me. She may have done that a little bit more in the Tadrick Hall version a little bit, but here it's a lot more vibrato. And the world will open its arms to me. You see the vibrato is much more consistent and present in this performance here.
I'm a young Egyptian princess or a milkmaid. I'm the greatest prima donna in my land.
I'm the greatest she had a little rolled R right there. I'm the greatest prima donna in Milan. And everything is here. I'm a young Norwegian princess or a milkmaid. And her voice also got a little thicker, so it's a little bit more thicker, a little bit more chestier, spread vowels, rolled R's, roll. So she's really imagining these things that she's describing in the song right here. And her voice is getting stronger because she's getting comfortable in her own little corner. You see the acting is coming out here too. There's a whole progression to this.
I'm an Aries who has always had her silk made.
Aries who has all vowels changed. And then she went up to the head voice. Silk maid. You see how she did that right there? So the vowels got longer when she said Aries. It got a little longer, a little more British, if you will. Kind of like that. I cannot do a British accent at all, so I'm not going to try. But she had a little bit more of an accent there. And then she had silk maid on that head voice on silk.
My own flock of silkworms in Japan. I'm a girl, men go mad for love's a game. I can play with a cool and confident kind of air, just as long as I stay in my own little corner.
not corner, corner. You see, the R is kind of taken out. Corner instead of corner. The R is kind of omitted, or it's kind of lessened. Corner, corner.
All alone in my own little chair.
I'm thirsty. You're thirsty. Cinderella, where's our tea?
I can be whatever I want to be. I'm a thief in Calcutta. I'm a queen in Peru.
You see her voice changes for each thing she's describing herself to be. I'm a thief. I'm a queen. You see how her whole body changes? She gets a little bit more flat on I'm a thief. Not flat in pitch, but kind of flat in sound, kind of more spread. I'm a thief. It's a little more straight tone. But then I'm a queen had a little bit more bounce to it, a little bit more longness in the vowel. I'm a queen. I'm a thief. I'm a queen. So each time she changes a character, her voice changes somehow.
I'm a mermaid dancing upon the sea. I'm a huntress on an African safari.
That onset right there, it's almost like a breathy glottal. African safari. But again, her voice changed because she got lower. She's doing the whole thing with the hunter. African safari.
It's a dangerous type of sport, and yet it's fun. In the night I sally forth to seek my quarry, and I find I forgot to bring my gun.
See how big she got right there in the line before that last line right there? Seek my quarry, forgot my gun. So you see how she got bigger on that first line right there and then forgot my gun. Uh-oh, I forgot to bring my gun. Like, oh crap, you know, so she's really changing within these characters that they're describing in this song right here when she's in her own little corner, when she's imagining these scenarios that she escapes in from, you know, her stepmom and them sisters of hers.
I am lost in the jungle, all alone and unarmed.
I'm lost. So now here she's almost like a little kid. I'm lost in the jungle. It's kind of a bit more of a pucker, kind of like a, oh my goodness, I'm lost. So again, these characters are changing each time she brings a new character she's describing in the show.
When I meet a lioness in her lair, then I'm glad to be back in my own little corner.
So now she's more breathy and kind of back to the beginning, that timid, but I'm back to be glad in my own little corner. After all of the things she was imagining, all the character changes, all the personality she was bringing out, she comes back, then I'm glad to be back in my own little corner. You know, I'm kind of just bringing it back home.
All alone in my own.
Even more breathiness is here. In my own. And she has a more aspirate, breathy voice naturally in many ways. When she kind of gets lower and kind of gets more softer, it kind of has that natural breathy quality. So I think it's just brought out even more here because she can do it so naturally already. But she does have a very breathy, natural, calm qualities to her voice that just comes out here. You know, really calm and really easy in my own little corner, all alone in my own little chair.
Little chair. Impossible for a plain yellow pumpkin to become a golden carriage. Impossible.
I love that. Impossible. With that little vibrato at the end. Impossible. I love that part where she does that. Her vibrato just cuts in every time she brings it in. It just kind of cuts in the best way. Just impossible. Like that. And I can't do it like her, but you know what I'm saying.
For a plain country bumpkin and a prince to join in marriage, and 4 white mice will never be 4 white horses. Such folderol and fiddle-dee-dee of courses.
Horses, courses. That vibrato vibrato cuts right in. I love how it's so much quicker here. It's a little bit more musical theater-esque, if you will, but I also love how they still keep the R&B vibes in the music here, though it's musical theater, or, you know, whatever the case may be, Disney, if you will. There's still a little R&B undertone under the music, and that's what I love about the mix of this production. It's just such a great balance of different elements of music that come into one, different elements of actors that come into one, and I love the mix, the melting pot of it all, you know?
Impossible, but the world is full of zanies and fools who don't believe in sensible rules.
Rules. Oh, sing Whitney, that little run. Rules. Ooh, I love that little run right there. And listen to how clean and clear and precise and intentional their articulation is, both Brandy and Whitney. How intentional and precise their articulation is in this movie, okay? Just watch how clean and clear they pronounce their words audibly, and you can kind of see it while they're doing the movie, but you can hear it for sure.
I won't believe what sensible people say.
That won't believe. That T was almost on the beat. That won't believe. That won't believe. You see, I was kind of on the beat instead of that won't believe. See, most of us would have said that won't believe. I would have said that won't believe. You know, if I'm kind of singing it, whatever, that won't believe. But that won't believe. That won't believe. That won't believe. You see how that T is kind of on beat on won't believe? That's the precision I'm talking about. That won't believe what sensible people say. And there's so many syllables you have to get through in such a short duration. You almost have to be very precise and clear in how you want to place the syllables and how you want to say these consonants and how much energy or friction you want to give these consonants to make sure you get through the line successfully, on beat, on time, on pitch. So there's a lot of stuff to think about while you're singing this stuff. You know, it's not just about it's going to sound good. It's like, okay, how can I make sure I'm precise but clear, true to the genre but true to myself as well? And I feel like, again, they have such a great melting pot of all of this. I love the beat changes and the R&B, you know, undertones and things like that, pop undertones that I'm hearing in the music. I just love it. Love it.
And because these daft and dewy-eyed dopes keep building up impossible hopes, impossible things are happening every day.
Things are happening, yeah. That little slide, she got really thick in the vocal folds. Got really thick, really belty, kind of chesty. Yeah, things are happening, yeah. It had a little slide on air. Things are happening, yeah. Something like that. She kind of had a little slide right there on every day, and then let it out right there. I can only imagine how magical it was to see Whitney acting towards you, like Brandy sitting there and Whitney's like, you know, being the fairy godmother in front of my face, like, and I think she handpicked Brandy for this. And so I can only imagine how amazing that must be to look at Whitney Houston singing to you, who believes in you and says, you be my Cinderella. I'm being fairy godmother, but you be my Cinderella. And like just watching her and just being with her, like how amazing of an experience that is to be with Whitney Houston like that. And for her to love you that much, oh, I'm already getting emotional. Oh, and for her to love you that much, you know, it's just, I just love it.
Impossible,
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 impossible.
impossible.
I love the changes in the impossible. Impossible. So Brandy's like, you think so? Whitney's like, impossible. Like, yep. Brandy, I don't know. Impossible. Then Whitney's like, come on. Impossible. Then Brandy's like, impossible. That minor, do-do-do-do, that little half step, that kind of gives it more of a darker tone because it's like, it's a heavier, impossible. Like, I don't think it's gonna happen. But Whitney's like, impossible, with the major on that interval right there. So each change of impossible gives a different connotation in the conversation that they're having right here. And I've always loved that element, that layer of the impossible, 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 how they go back and forth like that. I just love that layer of double meanings, the musical innuendos, if you will, because different types of intervals can give us different types of feelings and context, right? So that minor or that little half step was very like, but Whitney's like, that major difference from that minor one before makes a whole different conversation or changes the conversation, if you will. Like, girl, we can do this. Like, you can do it. Instead of not believing in yourself, I believe in you. I don't know. No, come on, let's do it. It's possible. I don't know, girl. It's possible. Like, for real. That could be a word a little bit. Let me, hold on, Jesus. Hallelujah.
yellow pumpkin to become a golden carriage. It's possible.
Now it's possible. And you see now Brandy's much more brighter in her face, and even the vowels a little more spread. It's possible for a plain yellow pumpkin to become a golden carriage. So everything's kind of more brighter and more spread and smiley. Oh my God, it really happened. It's possible. Yeah. Wow, that's what's happening right here.
For a plain country bumpkin and a prince to join in marriage, and for white mice are easily turned to horses. Such follow their own and fiddle-dee-dee, of course it's quite possible. It's possible. For the world is full of zanies and fools who don't believe in sensible rules.
Who don't believe it? Sing, Whitney. Oh, I just love how they bring their own elements and their own artistry into the characters. Who don't believe in sensible rules? I just love who don't believe in sensible. See, if I was music directing this show, I would so let my cast do stuff like this. Like, I'm all about, let's just see what elements we can kind of bring out to make it kind of unique. And I love that they did that in this show. And it's just almost comforting to hear Whitney and Brandy both sing like this. It's just comforting as a fairy godmother to sing like this, because I personally relate to this type of singing so much, because it's similar to how I sing. So hearing somebody else in a fairy godmother position in a Disney production as, you know, a fairy tale or something sing like that, and I hear it, I'm like, oh. And even as a little boy, I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's so cool. To hear ways that I sing come out in Disney in this way, I just loved it. Oh, I love this. Oh, I love it.
And won't believe what sensible people say. And because these daft and do-it adults keep building up impossible hopes, impossible things are happening every day.
And the unison, oh, I just love this. Oh, I just love them together.
It's possible. It's possible. It's possible. It's possible.
You see now it's possible now. It's not impossible, it's possible, and each one is now major. It's possible, it's possible, it's possible, it's possible, it's possible, it's possible. You see even how they say impossible, they have that L on the end of possible. It's possible. It almost have like a aspirate L offset, especially Whitney. It's possible. It's almost like that breathy possible. Michael Jackson does that a little bit too. He kind of does that in some of his phrasing sometimes. But yeah, it's possible. Brandy doesn't have it as much, but she still has an L very clear. But Whitney almost has like a breathy L offset. It's possible. It's possible. So you see how precise and clear they're being in articulation. That's what I talked about a while ago. It's that precision and clarity in the articulation.
Impossible things are happening every day.
Do y'all hear that? Impossible things are happening every day. I just want to make sure I heard that line. That line always got me to my core. Impossible things are happening every day. And I know we ain't here for church. Y'all know. I know we're here for church. But impossible things are happening every day. You know, who says we can't do what we want to do, what we need to do, what we desire to do, who we hope for, what we long for? Impossible things are happening. Impossible things are happening every day. Folk doubted what I would do with my life and what I would do with my career, what I would do with my teaching. Impossible things are happening every day. Who would have thought that I'd be where I am now? And this is just beginning. Impossible things are happening every day. People are achieving things that they never thought they would achieve. People are being happy and content, setting boundaries, having peace. Impossible things are happening every day. I have to make sure y'all heard that line.
Someone wants you. You know who.
You little slide on who with the little head voice. You know, with the pucker, then a who with the little vibrato towards the end. This is way more Whitney R&B now. She's giving a lot more Whitney R&B here, and I love it. I love it.
Now you're living, there's music in you.
She knows how to bring a line to life. There's music in you. That little slide on music, it kind of invigorates you when you listen to it. There's music. It's so encouraging. There's music in you. And how she kind of phrases that line, that now you're living. Even that line is just giving power and encouragement, and just how she belts it. And now you're living with that smile. There's music in you. It kind of brings it back to that breathy. I just love it. I'm already getting emotional. I can feel it.
Now you're hearing something new. Someone playing the music in you. Now you're living, you know why. Now there's nothing you won't try.
Whatever that run is, ooh, I love these touches she had. It was just so quick. That you won't try. Something like that. I can't remember it, but it was just that nice Whitney run. She's really bringing the song to life and really making us feel it by the way she's singing it. The encouragement, y'all, now you're living. There's music in you. You're living now. It's new. There's nothing you won't try. Like, come on, you got it now. The world is yours. The world is yours. Let's do it. You know, I love that.
Move a mountain, light the sky, make a wish come true. There is music in you.
And I love the textures, how she's using her head voice, how she's kind of bringing in you and music, breathiness in you, and bringing the head voice back in, and how she kind of pops in and out, but still keeps that Whitney color, that longer, with you, with the pucker, that kind of operatic, kind of classical ping that she kind of has sometimes. She really keeps that element in her voice, but still can transform it to make it fit this music. This is, to me, this was just perfect. How she sung this, there was no flaw to me. This is just perfect. It's perfect.
Now you can go wherever you want to go. Now you can do whatever you want to do. Now you can be whatever you want to be. And love is the song you will sing your whole life through.
So she built up that momentum in the bridge right there with each modulation as it went up. She was in chest voice, thicker, belty, whatever you want to call it. And then she hit the end of that bridge with that run. Ooh, I love that. Oh, whatever it was. It was just that big, belty, nice Whitney run at the end. It's the elements of themselves in the music here. It's just so magical.
Move a mountain, light the sky, make a wish come true. There is music in you.
I love the yodel kind of hard flip she does. You hear my vocal fold mass body cover change. We have a little tongue and a little soft palate play. And right here. And you hear the change. And that's that's kind of what she's doing right there. You hear that yodel flip. Oh, I just love that color. Oh, I miss her so much. Whatever it was that glottal onset. Right there. She kind of had the glottal onset, kind of fading that ping that she has. I love it. Her as a fairy godmother, it was just such a great choice. This musical just makes me miss her even more. You know, her voice, her impact, her person. She believed in so many people, especially Brandy. You can just see it and feel it in their chemistry and how they presented the show, how they interacted. It was just, I just can only imagine how impactful that was to Brandy, and just to, you know, for her to believe, I don't know, I'm getting so emotional about it, but for her to just believe in Brandy, it's just like, I feel like she believed in me too. She don't from the can of paint, but shoot, she believed in me enough. There's music in me, you know, like I just, when I see them together in this show, it just brings back so many memories. It's so nostalgic, and it's wonderful to see, but so sad that she's gone. You know, it's just, it's hard. It's so many emotions that I have when I watch it. It's just, and I love the words of the song. There is music in you. Now you're living. You know why? There's nothing you won't try. You know, there is music in you. Now you can go after what you want. Like, nothing's gonna stop you. Nothing can stop you. There is music in you. And I think that's also what I love about the musical, is that it's just so many great messages in the songs as well as how they deliver it. Like I said, I know we ain't even supposed to be at church, but they got me believing I can do anything I want to do, anything I need to do, anything I desire to do, because there is music in me. Shoot, I'm believing myself. There is music in me. Okay, come on, somebody, listen here. Woo! Hallelujah. Thank you. If you enjoyed this analysis, click subscribe down below. Then click the alert button next to it so you know when the next video is posted. And as I will always say to you, be vocally bold, creative, and aware, but most of all, be vocally you. There's music in you, my friend. I love you so much. Now, I'll see you soon.